Aloha. You know, I like to ask people, what's your favorite nation? If I ask an American, they say America. If I ask a Japanese person, they say Japan. You know what my favorite nation is? Germination. And that's what we're doing today. We're germinating seeds. Hitting it up with some lettuce, cabbage, radish, onions, and these little round ball-shaped carrots called Romeo carrots, but I like to call them Drake carrots. Drake, Drake, wherefore art thou Drake? Concert tickets. I started with an empty seed tray and I filled it with my soilless germination mix. You can get the recipe for this mix on my previous video or on my website, thegrowfessor.com. Altogether, I'm going to be germinating about 640 cells. Whoa, lady, that's a lot of seeds to be germinating. Hey, every one of those seeds brings me one step closer to Drake. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Last year, I did a terrible job of keeping track of what seeds I planted where and when I planted them. So this year, I'm totally focused on organization and I'm accomplishing it two ways. First, plant labels. I picked these beauties up from a Japanese garden store, but on my website, I've posted the link to very similar labels that you can buy on Amazon. Secondly, we have my seed tray chart. I like it because I can tell exactly where I plant plants on my seed tray as well as when I planted them. I can refer to my chart and say, nope, I planted that seed a month ago. It should have germinated by now. Obviously, it's dead. Let me move on. If you look very closely, you'll see in the lower corner right here, boop, boop, I used a little heart-shaped hole punch to orient my seed tray. Also on my seed chart, you can see I've made a tiny little heart. So now I know exactly which way to orient my seed chart and I know what's planted where. Now before I got started today, I went ahead and I made labels for each of the plants that I'm germinating. Now that I've got everything set up, I need to dibble my soil. Dibbling is both a noun and a verb, kind of like the word garden. It is the tool used to make holes in the soil and the actual act of making holes in the soil. A good rule of thumb is that the hole should be as deep as 2 to 3 times the length of the seed that you're planting in the hole. I'm done dibbling, I'm ready to plant my seeds. You can plant up to 3 seeds in each cell. Today, I'm only planting 2 and I'll thin them out later once they've begun to grow. This is quite difficult. Put in my label and write it down on my chart. I'm just gonna do the rest of these and I'll be right back. So I've planted all my seeds, I've labeled all of the rows, I've filled out my handy dandy soil tray chart. The seeds are ready to go, now we just wait. So in the comments below, why don't you tell me what you plan on growing during Grow Mo Fumo? And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Come on, get to it. Let's make it happen. There's no subscribe without you. That's a true statement.